Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott Selections here for Thursday, November 19th. Before getting today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a winner with the Western Michigan Broncos -1, which was available on Fox Bet at -110. Game was pretty entertaining. They got off to a really bad start. They were down 14-0 roughly 90 seconds into the game. Didn't matter. They ended up scoring the next 31 points, ended up scoring 52, and Western Michigan won a very entertaining shootout, so we ended up getting a nice winner there. Now, for the play of the day today, you have an NFL game and you have a college game on the card. The college game is going to be between Tulsa and Tulane. If you want to bet on that, if you want to watch that, you can. But, of course, the main event for today in terms of sports entertainment is going to be on the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks, and that is going to be where we're going to be taking our attention to for the play of the day. Now, for the play, another line is currently at roughly Seattle -3 with an over-under of roughly 57. We're going to be looking at a player prop in this matchup. Now, the first time these two teams faced off, we ended up doing a player prop and we won. We took the Murray over in passing yards and ended up cashing that roughly in the third quarter. But for the play of the day here on Thursday, November 19th, we're going to be looking at his favorite receiver, Deandre Hopkins, and we're going to be taking his receiving yards over 86.5, which is available on DraftKings at -118, a time recording of 11:54 a.m. Eastern Time. So the play of the day here is going to be on DeAndre Hopkins over 86.5 receiving yards at -118 on DraftKings. Now, a couple reasons why I like this line. First of all, if you really shop around, there are a lot of different lines available. I know Fox Bet currently has the receiving yards at 91.5. You look at FanDuel, it's currently at 89.5. DraftKings 86.5. So for that reason, I'm going to be taking those extra yards to the bank with the over. But the main reason why I like Arizona's star receiver to have a big game is because of the fact that Seattle's secondary is absolutely terrible. If you want to talk about all-time bad defenses, Seattle's on pace to set the record for the most passing yards allowed by any team by over 50 yards. They are the worst pass defense in the history of the league, and I don't think that facing off against Kyler Murray for the second time is going to help out. The first meeting, Hopkins was very solid. He had 10 receptions for 103 yards and 1 touchdown. He did a lot of damage in the first half, but he was also not at 100%. He was kind of dealing with an injury that was plaguing him. He entered that game being questionable, so there were some concerns if he was even going to play. He was really good in the first half, kind of fell off because he clearly wasn't at 100%, but he still went over this number of 86.5, and now he's at full health once again. Plus, Seattle has a ton of injuries to the secondary, which is a big deal. I know Seattle's cornerbacks have been awful this season anyway, but now they're going to be down their top 2 corners because you have Shaquille Griffin, who's out for this game with a concussion, and you also have Quinn Dunbar, who's going to be out for this game with a knee injury. So Seattle's number 1 and number 2 corners from the worst defense in the history of the league in terms of guarding against the pass are both not there. So Hopkins should have an absolute field day on whoever's covering him, and he already torched Seattle's secondary the first time. Murray, of course, has a lot of faith in Hopkins. You saw that from that ridiculous Hail Mary touchdown that happened last week against Buffalo. But Hopkins is easily either 1A or 1B in terms of being the best receiver in the league, either him or Devontae Adams. And now he faces off against an injured, beaten-up secondary that was already one of the worst in football. And I do think that Murray should be able to find him on numerous occasions. I think Hopkins should go for at least 100 yards. He's healthy again. He has the chance to feast against the team's biggest threat in the division. I think this line's way too low. I think Hopkins should probably end up going for 100, but of course you can't really price it at 100. So I think that this line should be closer to around 90, maybe 93, something like that. But if you're pricing it right now at 86.5, with all the injuries, the current state of Seattle's secondary, plus Seattle, who wanted to let Russ cook the entire season long, which kind of left a lot of time on the clock because of clock stoppages, etc. They still can't really run the ball because Carson's most likely not going to play. So for that reason, Seattle should struggle to actually keep the time possession and just to actually hold on to the ball, which should lead to more snaps for Arizona's offense. And I think that Hopkins should finish this game with at least a 90. So for that reason, the play of the day here for Thursday, November 19th is going to be on DeAndre Hopkins over 86.5 receiving yards. It's available on DraftKings at -118. That's an installment Scott Selections. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.